Hey everybody, it's Jork. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Today I just wanted to make a video and get some discussion going. Hopefully you can leave some comments below. Please subscribe if you like information about Portugal and travel videos. Today I wanted to talk about CHEGA, the party, the up and coming or rather new party in Portugal. As the final votes are tallied from the international Portuguese that were voting on the last prime minister, or the last election, excuse me, they ended up coming in second. So there's still, not a party that won, but I think for being around a very short period of time, it is striking to me to see how many people are voting for them. And it seems like their strategy, if I read through their documents and some of the stuff that Mr. Ventura says online and in the media, is just they're trying to be a different brand than the two traditional parties and trying to be, I guess, less corrupt and taking advantage of sort of the turmoil that's happened with a lot of the corruption in Portuguese government. So they've kind of risen. But on the other side of that is, although they're gaining more votes and maybe a bigger reputation in the country, still there's no one that wants to align with them or form kind of a coalition. So the difficulty here is that what I'm curious, and I want to get your comments on, because again, I don't spend a lot of time trying to analyze the politics, but it is fascinating to me that they're gaining in popularity, at least by votes. And what I wonder is, based upon how this election ended, let's say there's another election in a year or two, or a couple of years. I guess by law, I don't think it can happen for a while based upon the presidential election. But if things go into turmoil and there's a room for another election a couple years down the road, if things are not kind of stabilized, what happens if they end up getting the most amount of votes? Still not a majority to where they can run things and have their own agenda. But I just wonder if that second place in, let's say, a couple of elections turns into a first place. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. For me, the interesting comments when I've made videos about the election or some of the politics, often many people comment that Mr. Ventura, kind of the leader of CHEGA, is more of a one-trick pony. And what I mean by that is it's really just, it's him and there's really no one else. And where I'm going with that is he was hospitalized a couple of days leading up to the last election. And I had asked a question during one of my videos going, if something happened to him, who takes his place? And no one really had an answer, because it seems like he is the face for and of CHEGA. And I just wonder, as we move forward, if things stabilize in Portugal, if some of the voting for CHEGA will go down, or if things continue as far as politically some of the shenanigans and the corruption continues, will they end up, will more people in Portugal and abroad that are voting, will they vote them in at least to be getting the most votes, and then somebody's going to have to align with them to figure out a government, or I should say align, form a coalition. I'm fascinated by this because when we moved in 2019, it's just, this is a party that's just getting started. So I'm just curious to see and get your comments, for those of you that know much more about this and more in tune on how the politics are. What is your thought? And if you're moving to Portugal, does it concern you at all that this party is now seemingly by votes getting more votes and gaining more popularity? I'd love to hear what you have to say. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please comment below, and we'll talk soon. Enjoy your travels.